For 3D, we convert from radical notation to exponential notation and vice versa, so we go back and forth. Example 1, converting from radical to exponential notation. So radical form, you obviously see a radical here. So this is a fourth root. So to do this, what's underneath the radical, you can always put that in parentheses. And then the exponent becomes your numerator. Your radical becomes your denominator. In this case, because the 2 is singular, there's not a coefficient and variable, we don't actually need the parentheses, so it could just be 2 raised to the 7/4. So this is exponential notation, and it is equivalent to the radical notation here of the fourth root of 2 raised to the 7th power. They mean the exact same thing. So example 2. The 5 on the outside here, that's getting multiplied by the radical, really has nothing to do with converting. So the 5 is just going to stay on the outside. The p is underneath the radical, so we can put that in parentheses. Again, you don't need it because the p is by itself. There's no coefficient with the variable. So I'm going to put it in parentheses, just nothing wrong with it. P, and the exponent is the 7th again, and the radical is the 4th. Well, no, that's not a 4th. You can tell it's been a long day. 7/4. And that's an exponent. We don't have to write it with parentheses. It should be 5p. And probably should have a little higher than I did with the last one, so you can see that it's definitely in the exponent. But notice that there's no parentheses around the 5p. That's important. Next one, we're converting. So the 5 in the numerator here really has nothing to do with the problem at this point. So we're going to have the 4x is underneath the radical. So the 5 stays in the numerator. The 4x, we're going to put in parentheses. This does have to be in parentheses. So whatever's underneath the radical, just always put it in parentheses, and you'll never be wrong. And so we're going to raise this to the 7/, and it's a 6th root, so 6. That's exponential form. We could also keep going, so I'm good with this answer. We could also keep going if we just want to write this not as a fraction, but it would be 5 times 4x. And anytime you move in an exponent and the base from a denominator to numerator or numerator to denominator, you switch the sign of the exponent. So this would be 4x to the negative 7/6. And so that either one will work as an answer. Just want to kind of give you a little extra on that. So going from exponential form to radical form, we have, the denominator is 3, so that's your radical. So cube root, and it is 6. And you can keep it in parentheses. You can put it in parentheses if you want, but it's raised to the 5th power. So that's radical form from exponential form. Last one, you have to be careful on parentheses. There's no parentheses around this, so the 10 really is not getting raised to the 7/4 power. So the 10 stays on the outside. And then when we're changing this is 10 times a to the 7/4. So it's a to the 7/4. It's not 10a to the 7/4. So we're going to do a 4th root of a to the 7th. The reason why I'm saying this, if the problem started out like parentheses 10a raised to the 7/4, then the 10 would also be underneath the radical, the 4th root. So it would be 10a to the 7th. So 2 different problems. Got a lot of hand. So come to class with any questions on this. We're also going to go over stuff from last class. Thank you.